asked to me in regards to black men that understand what is going on here in America, in a capitalist system, a materialistic system, an amoral system, a system that puts money over human lives, a black culture that doesn't give a fuck about its fellow community, its fellow brother, its fellow sister. The question was asked, what do we do as the ones that know what's going on? My best answer, my humblest opinion, is that you have to go Megto, M-G-T-O-W. You have to reject the status quo, which means continue to work. You gotta support yourself. If you're fortunate to have no children, I suggest you start saving, cut back on your consumption, stop showing these ratchet black holes attention. Tell them that you have nothing for contempt for them, and move the fuck on. Live an isolated life. Because the only reason why black women do what they do is because black men continue to give them attention. This is the reason why they do what they do, and they know some simp ass beta male mangina hand-picked pussy boy is gonna come in her life in her mid-30s, early 40s, and help her get out all the debt that she accumulated, help her come and raise all those bastard kids, come and help her with all her social ills, social problems. And that's gonna be her white knight. In this situation, her black knight. See, women understand that men's gonna continue to follow them regardless of what they do. So that's why they do what they do. I reject that notion. I have nothing for contempt for a woman who's a single mother. I went to a situation where they were discussing travel, and you can buy in to this organization, and you receive reduced travel arrangements, hotels, resorts, etc., etc. And there was a black woman that was holding this situation, and the first thing that she said was, I'm a single mom, and this is a business opportunity that I do on the side to help her and her daughter. There was about 20, 30 people in the audience, and they all clapped and cheered her on before she gave her presentation to solicit our services, our patronage into this bullshit to go travel. 90% was black, 10% were other. That's the race demographics in this situation. And I thought, when I was sitting in the audience, and actually I got up probably 5 minutes after she said that, and I left. Because people in our community, the black community, claim victim. They play on your emotions. They play on your mercifulness. They put the guilt trip on you so you can continue to patronize and support their injustices, their poor decision making. Now, I'm all for second chances in life, third chances in life. We all make mistakes. But when it's something that is prevalent, where best practices have been identified, and you're still doing this type of shit in the 21st century, at this point, you're just a moron. At this point, I cannot give you my mercy. It's too costly for me. Because I don't make those type of stupid decisions. All the studies have proven and suggested that a woman that have a child unmarried, that child suffers. for some reason, black women don't understand that they own and control and manage their reproduction system. It just boggles me that they can't understand that. They think because a man wants to fuck, they have to fuck. But see, I know it's bullshit because they only fuck motherfuckers that got money. Hypergamy. So they could tell motherfuckers no. And they telling the broke nigga no. So that's not the question that they can't say no. They're saying no. They just rather have a baby by a savage. And then later blame the society. Well, first the absentee father. Secondly, the society. And want the society to give support without no opinion. Because if you give your opinion, first thing she says is you're putting her down. Second thing she follows up with is you must hate your mother if you're a male. And if you're a woman, you're just a bitch who's jealous. So, all men that educated, and I'm not just talking about what you do in school. Give a quick quote here. Mark Twain, paraphrasing. Mark Twain said that he would never allow his schooling to interfere with his education. I hope you Negroes understand that going simply to get a college degree does not imply or explicitly state that you're educated. That just means that you're school trained in whatever discipline you graduated with. You got a business degree? The hell, you probably qualify to talk about business shit. Got a psychology degree? Well, you gotta have a PhD to be qualified to talk about psychology shit. So just because you have a college degree doesn't necessarily mean that you could understand common sense. Common sense is something that you have to earn. Sofa chair thinking, sofa chair philosophy. But if you have no critical thinking skills, you just be partially educated in whatever degree you have. And if you don't have a college degree and you have no critical skills, then you're making all your decisions off emotions, instinct, patterns that's in your little domain in life, things that your parents fed you that's probably 9 out of 10 bullshit, lies, seldom any real objective truth. So again, men that understand what's going on, who're socially conscious, who are educated in many domains, many subjects, particularly philosophy. Megto is the only way you're going to be able to survive. Because if you think you're going to find a narwhal within the black woman population, then I suggest you take all your money in your savings, sell all the assets you have, fly out to Vegas, bet it on Black 34. Because that's the equivalent of odds. And in fact, you probably have a better chance of winning if you did that following. If you did what I just stated. It's very tough to find a good black woman nowadays. In fact, it's very tough to even find a good woman nowadays. Because everything is based on her solipsism attitude. Her way of thinking that you're supposed to serve her. When the woman is supposed to serve you. I know some of y'all niggas is addicted to fucking. But you gotta find some way to find an alternative. And I'm not suggesting you should be fucking men. Megto people ain't fags. I just argue that you gotta find some alternative. You cannot show that ratchet woman any attention. Yeah, you could go buy some pussy, but that's gonna create another problem for you. Life is about costs and benefits. There are no free lunches. If you stop fucking, and you have that urge, you gotta deal with that urge. And that's a cost to you. If you go out there and start buying pussy, prostitutes, you gotta worry about the bitch setting you up to rob you. You gotta worry about the hoe having HIV, herpes. Right? There's cost to every decision you make. But make sure that when you make those decisions, you're not making long-term solutions for short-term problems, meaning that you want to fuck tonight, you drunk, you've been drinking that hen dog all night, you see this fat ass in front of you, light skin, hazel eyes, right? And you're going to want to impulsively solve your urge, your desire to plant your seed into her. If you act on that notion, then you just made a long-term solution for a short-term problem. That's irrational. You have to critically analyze yourself first to become fully megto. Now, I'm not saying that because you're megto, you can't interact with women. You can't have a companion. I'm just saying that she could be close to you in her eyes, but in your eyes, she has to be 20 miles away from you, definitely from your heart. The woman's power is in her seduction, not in her intellect. This is the reason why you have to build your knowledge base to destroy that desire you have when she gets to putting those pheromones in the air. And your instinctual desire is to plant your seed in her. She's doing that to get you to support her. Because all she's doing the same thing that you're doing. She's making long-term solutions for her short-term problem. Because at that moment, she's feeling alienated, lonely, and desperate. You have to be smarter than that. That's why I'm arguing to you, to all of you black men out there in these situations where you have no children. Go megto early as you can, because it will empower you in the long run. And you'll be a god amongst peasants, a king amongst pawns. Yeah, they will shame you because you don't have no hoes in your life. You don't got a lot of bitches that you could, discuss when you're around your homies. They gonna laugh at you and say you're not getting no pussy. But just sit back and watch. Sit back and watch all the curses that come upon these men who can't control their sexual prowessness. Sit back and watch, and you will have the last laugh. Now, you don't have to be petty like me. You don't have to even say anything about it like I told you so. But just sit back and watch, because a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. A stupid man learns from their mistakes. And you want to be wise in this system that we're living in, the current times, the current ideologies, where feminism is the dominant ideology in the dating market. Don't be a beta male and think, oh, I gotta go and save these hoes, or she needs my help, I'm gonna go do it. There's been many times where I'm out, train station, females just think they have the automatic right to get the fuck in front of me, and I've been standing out there 10 times longer than they have. Females think because another man's in their presence that you automatically gotta go help them with their luggage or help them with their current problem. But if she saw you getting your ass kicked, she wouldn't even have enough passion or compassion to call 911 and do anything for you. Women, and black women, particularly black women, solipsism is their attitude. It's just them. Everyone else is just motherfucking movie characters. That's it. They are the star, and everyone else really don't even exist. We are a function of what they want us to do in their eyes. And when a woman runs across a megto in which she can't control, her first response to that will be, he has to be a fag. Because a fag or a homosexual man is a man that cannot be controlled by another woman. That's why there's tension between the two sets. So if you really want to survive, maintain your integrity, maintain all the things that you work for, you have to go megto. You have to find hobbies that are separate from women. You have to stop buying products and services that you think you're enjoying, but really you're only doing it to attract more savage women. You see men out here slaving themselves to go buy stupid cars that they could barely pay for, just so they can get more pussy. Certain type of clothing, $300-400 pair of jeans, just to attract more pussy. It is in your instincts. You probably don't even know why you do certain things. I suggest that you have to know thyself to become truly a megto. So when you do help out a woman, or when you do help out a man, or when you do help anyone or do anything, you're doing it for a certain reason. And that reason will not be against your interests. To know your interests in this world, you have to know who you are. You have to know your strengths and weaknesses. You have to know in certain situations, you're going to be the man. In other situations, you're not going to be the man. So why would you make decisions that put you against the odds? You make decisions that's going to increase your odds to meet your objective, for success. That's megto. Now, if you go do a Google search, you find all the naysayers of the philosophy. It's just another form of homosexuality, closet fags, closet gays. This is shaming tactics. Don't fall for that. A man thinks with rationality and logic and evidence that support his conclusions. Do not allow your emotions to make decisions. That's what women do. Unfortunately, I know a lot of black men been raised by their mammy. So it's going to be tough to distinguish between when you're thinking with your emotions and when you're thinking with rationale. But in order for you to use logic and reasoning, you first have to put knowledge in your intellectual bank. Because if you're intellectually bankrupt, only thing is left is your intuition and emotions. So that means you have to build up a strong education in areas of history. Just don't limit yourself to black history. Read it all. Philosophy, spirituality, which is a component of philosophy, economic theories, sociology theories, psychology theories, right? Understand the legal system. Have a discipline in your consumption patterns. Save more than what you consume, especially for things that you want. Know when to buy, know when to save. It takes a lot to build a man. It takes a lot to be a high-functioning ape, a high-functioning primate. It's easy just to go out and get a job, work your ass off like a Hebrew slave, save your money, go buy all these nice things just so you can look good. As a man, you should not be focusing on looking good. You should be focusing on being a leader. And if a bitch don't want to give you no pussy, if a bitch do not want to talk to you because you don't have to fly his gear on, then she already let you know that she is not of your pedigree. You shouldn't be fucking low-grade bitches, low-grade women. If you're over 25, I suggest you stop it. How can you tell someone or a woman is a low-grade woman? Very easy. But in order for you to see that, you have to have a strong understanding of how humans are, how primates are, understanding of how the world functions. Low-grade people make decisions with their emotions. This is why a woman can say she loves you, but she was a whore the last 7 to 10 years of her life. Niggas was coming in and just cum dumping. She's just a cum bucket for the last 10 years, and she told every man that she slept with, I love you. And now that you that beta male thinking that you got something. But all you're doing is overpaying for a cheap product. Who the fuck will spend $225,000 on an old Cutlass that's been went through millions of oil changes on his third engine? Who does that? See, when women hear this shit, they, the first thing they think is, I'm a woman hater. Because women are used to men capitulating for their interests. And when they find that man that doesn't, they don't know what to do. So they just go into the sour grapes attitude. Start calling your names, using ad hominems. Trying to put you on a guilt trip. And if the guilt trip don't work, then she's done. She won't have 2 words for you. Because when you a god amongst peasants, when you a king around ponds, they have no choice but to get angry and upset and want to probably cause harm to you. That's when you know that you have achieved a certain level where people hate you just for walking in the motherfucking room. Because your swag would be different. How you dress would be different. How you speak would be different. You exude so much confidence that they would say you arrogant. You haven't even opened up your motherfucking mouth. That's when you know you have become a god among peasants. A king among pawns. And you don't have to, say too much about it. She will understand it. Now, you will not hear it coming from her mouth or even these low beta males. They're not going to tell you that. You will know when you speak. And all you're saying is pleasant things to them. And they're mad and upset. But when they respond to tell you you're not getting no pussy, to tell you you don't got a certain car they have or a certain job that they have, right? A certain house. And you just look at them like, okay. And you don't respond all angry, it's checkmate. Knowledge is power. Knowledge indeed itself is power. Knowledge is the path to wisdom. And once you achieve wisdom, sageness, that you wouldn't have so many tools in your trick bag that you can employ to destroy any of these peasants in any verbal altercations, right? Any physical altercations. I'm not saying there ain't gonna be no cost to you. You have to pick and choose your battle, pick and choose the wars you want to undergo. But understand this, you will always come on top than what they would be. Because they're going to make their decisions off emotions. You can't let people play on your emotions. You have to be so reserved that they think you don't have emotions. When you start hearing people saying you're cold, you're heartless, that means that they can't feel the vibe of your emotions. They can't play on it. And if you got the knowledge and you quick studied and well studied, they can't get you intellectually. There's only a few that probably can even challenge you from the female population. But I'm also including these beta males too. Because these beta males would do more harm to you than what these females, when it comes to your psychology. They would have you believing that you a chump, you a punk, you a coward, because you ain't fucking all these bitches. You don't have all these bitches on the leash. They would make you feel lesser of a man because that's how they feel. That's why they got all these stupid hoes that they chasing. Slaving, you know, they labor every day, every week, every year. After they pay their taxes, they probably giving up another 30-40% just to get a stupid hoe, a bimbo, a bitch that's been ran through, a bitch that drinks cum like it's milk. This is what they working for. They are trading off their good labor that you can never get back, your time, to go buy or to go pursue a cum bucket. Don't be that, man. Have pride in yourself. Know yourself, because can't no one tell you who you are when you know who you are. All they're going to try to do is shame you. All they're going to try to do is, you know, try to embarrass you with superficial shit. Pellets can't penetrate your heart. You gotta make sure your heart is dipped in the strongest metal it is. Can't nobody fuck with it other than the people you allow. And you have to have that resilience that when your heart is broken, you have to get right back up and continue to be who you are. Do not be a function of the world. Make the world a function of you. And once you start walking that path, you will be alone. You may find other people that's walking their own path alone. You may have a chance to have a good conversation. But sooner or later, you're both going to separate and continue on your own journey. But if you're caught up in the matrix, if you're caught up in the society, if you're just a sheeple, the wolf is always going to lead you astray. Because the wolf is what's running this country. The wolf is what's running this world. The ideas of putting money over human future, putting money over human interests, putting materials and resources only for the selected few while the rest suffer. And they would end it with saying it's blessed by God. If it's America, it's Yahweh. If it's in the Middle East, it's Allah. So if you want to take this path of Megto, I suggest you go to the website, read and listen to all the Megto philosophers. There's a lot of them out there who's putting down information for you to understand. And this is something you're going to have to do for the next 2 or 3 years. It takes time to break old habits. It takes time to become self-embodied of philosophy to strengthen you to the point where you are the superior human being. If you're black, which 90% of my subscribers are probably black, probably 99, I'm bullshitting myself. So when that redneck comes to you and call you a nigger, you can smile at him. Because you know he's ignorant because he got 2 teeth in his mouth. When someone calls you a derogatory term, you're not going to jump and act all crazy and get your ass killed or locked up by one of these stupid ass cops who want you badly because you are the gem. You are the pride. That's why you walk tall, talk strong, and you use your verbal command to destroy these low beta male apes. Period. Now that doesn't mean that you might not get shot in the back. It doesn't mean that someone's going to do something that is very deceitful and well premeditated to get you. I'm just saying that you need to be somebody that shouldn't give a fuck what a bitch say about you or any of these little beta males. Any of these little Bible bumpers who are going to tell you that Jesus is going to put you in hell. been going back and forth today with a troll on my account talking about Jesus and I'm going to hell. I told him to douse me with gasoline. I'm going to go see Lucifer. You have to build your self-esteem, and the only person that can do that is self. That's why it's called self-esteem. You have to be impenetrable by the society and its social pressures on you being married, or you supposed to be this type of father or this type of person, or you at this certain age, or you should acquire this certain amount of material, or you gotta have this certain type of degree to fit in and with this certain type of people. Fuck them. You're your own man, your own army. And if you ever put in a position where there's multiple apes against you, you gotta use your brain first. Think before you respond with the fists or the gun. And sometimes you might have to take an ass whipping and give back that same revenge. Because an eye for eye is the only true justice. That turning the other cheek is bullshit. Only cheeks that you should be turning as a human god, as a superior ape, is either your wife's ass or your mother, or the component that's opposing you with your fists or whatever else instrument you have in your hand. And if you by chance do provide mercy to someone, understand that you're only providing mercy because you chose not to retaliate. But you understand that the injustice, the transgressions that they put forth upon you, you know what they did. So if you gave them forgiveness, that was it. And if they do it again, you gotta put them in their place. Because majority of people are sheeple. They're sheep. They're emotional wreck motherfuckers. This is why the political incorrectness era has been in place for so long. You can't say shit to the sheep unless it's something that they want. Period. And the gods among us, the superior apes among us, don't give a fuck what you say to them. They only care about the content in which you're trying to argue. Anytime you place forth the argument or you in a debate and someone gonna tell you you hate your mama, or someone tells you you don't got this or you ain't shit, or they tell you how much money they have, you know you won the fucking argument. Because only bitches talk about the materials. That's how they rank themselves in their pecking order. Men supposed to rank themselves in the pecking order about how intelligent they are, how much work they put into their intelligence. Sometimes it translates to money. But if you're making money by selling dope and you're a millionaire, how is that equivalent to the man that's making money that built something from scratch that benefited the people, and he just by chance of a byproduct of what he built became a millionaire? How is that equal? But see, it's equal in this current system. It's equal in this system. As long as it's been passed by Congress that says that it's legal to do, no matter how much harm they create in the system, it's perfectly okay. You have to be able to see through that nonsense. If you want to make a company, make sure that it's benefiting the people, it's building up the people. McDonald's is selling trash every fucking day. It's a multi-billion-dollar company, and they selling trash to its own people, killing its own people slowly. But because what? I think McDonald's had a black CEO. I don't know if he's still there or not. I think the current CEO is black for McDonald's. He's the man. Don't envy that bullshit. You shouldn't envy anyone that got certain type of job or certain type of success. Be confident in what you do and worry about your family unit. And if you're a man that's in a situation where you got multiple kids or you got one child and you're on child support, and no sense of crying about it. You the one to put that albatross on your neck. You the one to allow someone to enslave you. So ain't no reason to be bitching and complaining. Yeah, it may have been out of ignorance. Yeah, it may have because you was drinking too much of that motherfucking Henny. You was drinking too much scotch. It doesn't matter. You're on that path now. Do the best you can. And that's all you can do. If the woman don't allow you to be a father, do the best you can. Don't lose your integrity. Don't get involved in this back and forth shit. And please do not fuck her again. These are things that every man should know if you want to have any type of success in this world. Because you're going to have your highs, you're going to have your lows, you're going to have your valleys, you're going to have your troughs. You just got to understand that you have to remain consistent no matter what the situation is. And if you do capitulate, you're only capitulating because it ain't even worth your time. Not because you're scared because they're going to do something to you. Or you're scared because you're going to lose some type of monies. Or you're going to lose some type of material. That's how they control you. You got to detach yourself from all these desires of materialism. That's that Buddha shit. Eastern philosophy shit. Don't buy into that shit. You shouldn't be working 70, 80 hours a week just so you could pay for a $700, E-Class, 350, 2013 car? Is you crazy? Just so you can have more problems because now you got certain bitches chasing after you because you got a certain car and now you got to take these hoes out and pay for them. You're always going to be broke. You will never be able to save. You got to understand how certain situations bring forth other situations. That's forethought. That's wisdom. But you can only get to that wisdom domain or wise domain by knowledge, steady meditation. And once it becomes self-embodied, it's automatic. It took me 5 years to be able to walk away from a big booty bitch in 2 o'clock in the club. 2 a.m. Took me a long time. But I kept practicing and practicing. As the adage it says, practice does make perfection. 99%. So you not listen to me. Not listen to the other Megto brothers out there. Black, white, doesn't matter. They're all saying the same shit. But it's your survival. It will be a cost to you. You're the one that's putting the albatross on your own neck. And now you want to bitch and complain about black women and all this shit. See, they got me confused with you. Because they think because you have been ran over by black women, so now you hate black women. So when they hear my message, they think the same. A black woman has never, ever broke my motherfucking heart. And they never will happen. I've been Megto since I came in this motherfucking world. Because my motherfucking father was a Megto. Even before the word became what it is. He taught me the game. I don't got none of these bitches to touch my heart. Period. They can get my respect, but they can't get my love. She has to earn that shit. And these trifling assholes that's living today, they too lazy to try to earn that. So I'm good. That's why I call myself a god among peasants. Yeah, they could, shoot me. That's what these coons like to do. But what they don't understand is my wrath is much, much greater than what they think it can be. Because I'm going to use intelligence. Patience. Sometimes you have to just wait 2 years to go get a nigga. Sometimes you may have to wait sometimes you may have to attack a motherfucker from a different angle. But you have education to know when to do, when to walk away, when to capitulate, when to play dead. Because life is going to bring forth all types of situations. So look at my channel, any channel, or any book that's going to give you this black and white rules to follow like the stupid Christians and the 10 Commandments. Nah, life ain't like that. It's too complex. There's too many different constraints too many different social domains in which someone could just write one book, someone could do one video, or someone could create one channel with thousands or infinite videos that give you all the answers. You have to educate yourself, know thyself, so you could be able to make those decisions, lickety split, instantaneously. For your survival, for your long-term benefit. Sometimes you gotta take the cost of the short run so you can make it in the long run and benefit. And you're gonna laugh at all these low-grade apes who was dogging you out, pissing on you during the short term, telling you ain't shit, and now you rose above them, and now they want to tell you some bullshit like you did a child sacrifice, or, you know, God is in your life, or I don't understand, you must have did something illegal. Because their intelligence is below yours. They can't see into the future. All they can see within 6 months of that time frame, perhaps a year in that time frame, perhaps 2 years, but most motherfuckers cannot see beyond 3 years. So they might laugh at you now because you're building something and it hasn't really came to fruition. But just like a farmer who plants in one season and he harvests in a different season. I hope your brothers is listening. I hope your brothers make adjustments in your life. I hope your brothers stay out those motherfucking clubs getting drunk all the time. I hope your brothers stay out those motherfucking strip clubs. I hope you niggas stop buying pussy. And if you really need to get some pussy, you better find the least risk situation that you could put yourself into. You gotta be smart out here. And if you fuck that bitch one time, I'm telling you, don't go back a second time. Don't go back a third time. Because next thing you know it, 5 years later, you got 2 or 3 kids and you probably married to a bitch that you fucking hate. Or you got a whole bunch of kids with her and you trying to figure out how the fuck I got here. Because you were making long-term solutions for a short-term problem. Megto is the path forward. Google it, research it, meditate on it, become self-embodied. And I hope I see you in royalty among gods.